Alright, we're doing question 3, and I'm just going to help you lay out the question without giving you the answers. So for question 3, you're trying to figure out how much oil do we have based on world reserves, and you look up from the table the amount in the world reserves, which is in billions of barrels. So we have 1,342 billion barrels, for example, and our consumption rate is 78 million barrels. So to do that, I'm going to keep it in decimals just to keep the number small. 78, and that's now in billions of barrels, so BBLs. So I can do that part of the question, and I'll get my answer, which I'm going to just write A here, and then I'm going to take A and times it by, because this is in billions of barrels per day, I'm going to times it by 365, 65 days in a year, and I will get my answer in years, which I'm going to run out of space. Alright, I'm going to erase this and I'll come back and do question number 4. Alright, for question 4, we now have the setup of power plants, and there's a couple steps. So the first part is that we have 400 power plants. This is supposed to be a P. Plants. And each power plant produces 1,000 megawatts each. So first step is to take and find how many total in the power plants. So you're going to times these, and you're going to end up with 400,000. And so that I'm going to just kind of write in 400,000. And that's megawatts. Next step is to find out 2% from this 400,000. So when I want to do 2%, I'm going to take this answer and times it by 0.02, because that's the decimal for 2%, and I'm going to get 8,000. And so now I have how much growth? We need 8,000 megawatts every year, but we want to know how much we're going to need in 35 years. So to figure out how much we need in 35 years, I'm going to times this by 35 years. And I'm going to get 280 megawatts over the next 35 years. So now to finally answer the question, I want to know how many power plants I need for the total. And so for this one, I'm going to divide my answer by 1,000, because each power plant can produce 1,000 megawatts, and I need 280 power plants, PPs. So that's question 4. Alright, so question 5, we're going to play with population, and it tells you that we had 5 billion people. Make sure I get enough zeros here. 5, 3, here, billion people. And they say that we grew at a rate of 1.3. So first I'm going to have to figure out how many people are for my 5 billion. So out of my 5 billion, I'm going to take my rate, and they said 1.3%, so I'm going to times this by 0.013, and I will get 65 million. So this is my growth. I increased by 65 million each year. But I want to know how long till I get to 10 billion. So I need to do an additional 5 billion people, right? Because I had 5 billion. We want to know when we get to 10. So I'm going to take 5 billion and divide that by my 65 million. And you're going to get your answer in number of years till we get there. And so whatever you get, we're going to call that A, is going to be a set of years. We could say it's 70 years. Then we're going to take the year that we had 5 billion. So the year we had 5 billion, which is 1986, and we're going to add the number of years that we find here, our A, plus 1986, and we're going to get the year that we will reach 10 billion people. Just remember when you cross over to the 2000s in the 1986. So, you know, if you're going to add 70 years, just remember you're going to cross over from the 1900s to the 2000s. Okay, so question 11. We now have a Chinese income of $5,100. This is in US dollars. And they have a growth rate of 8% a year. And we want to know how long till they reach a US growth rate of 39,000 a year. So first I'm going to find out what my growth rate is in actual dollars, which is $408 a year. That's how much their income is growing. I want to know how many more years till they get to the US number. To do this, I want to first subtract to get how much more growth they need from their original. So this is my first step. My pen's sticking. 33,900. Alright, so I have 33,900, and I'm going to take this number, I'm going to divide it by my 408 above. $33,900, because that's the difference between their original income. They're increasing by 408 per year, and I'm going to get my answer in years. So you're going to come up with how many more years, and it'll be a big number. Okay, well, I know it's not much, but good luck. And I hope this helps you a little bit. If you need me, contact me. K_Quell at yahoo.com. So you can email me or send me a quick text, but don't turn this into a last minute deal. Make sure that you're working ahead.